something all new parents should know: how to swaddle, why to swaddle, and when to swaddle a baby. This is something that our great-great-grandmothers did, and it is an incredible tip to help your baby rest better and be happier, and therefore for you to rest better and be happier. It is simple once you get the hang of it, and so we will go through the steps today. Something to know: the American Academy of Pediatrics lists swaddling amongst their recommendations to prevent SIDS. The reason for this is because having bulky items in the bed is of suspect in terms of endangering babies while sleeping. So by wrapping them securely in a blanket, you prevent any risk of the blanket sneaking up over their face. So there are different sizes of blankets, and there are different weights of blankets, and some are stretchy and some are not. So you will work perhaps with a variety of different blankets to find the one that works for you and for your baby. This will depend partially on preference and partially on your baby's size. Swaddling is useful for most families and babies for about the first 6 weeks of life. But this will vary. It depends on your baby. For instance, premature babies may like to be swaddled a little longer, while babies that come at a later stage of pregnancy may in fact prefer just a few weeks of swaddling. So let's take a look at how to swaddle. It's very simple. Okay, so what kind of blanket? This is a swaddling blanket that I got from a major department store. It's listed as a swaddling blanket, which makes it different than a receiving blanket because it is square and it is substantially larger, making your job much, much easier. There are also specialty blankets that are made simply for swaddling, and they perhaps have a tail or a pre-sewn foot panel or even Velcro to help secure the baby. But this can be very simple with nothing more than just a finished length of fabric. So let's take a look at how to do this. So this is square. I turn it so that the diamond is facing up toward my face. I lay that down on the counter or the bed, a secure surface, and I fold the top of the diamond down, creating a line along which the baby's shoulder will go. The rest of the blanket is flat. I lift my baby, careful to hold the head and the spine, and I lay the baby's shoulders along this upper line. I begin on my right side and baby's left side. I put the baby's hand on its tummy, and I pull very securely across the baby's body with the fabric, down toward the baby's bottom, because that's where I'm going to tuck this fabric. So I roll the baby slightly up on its side and tuck the fabric under their bottom. Then I repeat with the other side. I put the baby's hand on the baby's stomach, and I pull with the other side of the fabric, again securely across the shoulder line and down toward the bottom. But in this case, I also create an additional fold in the fabric so that we have secure stretch across the baby's hand. This just gives you and the baby a little extra security. Then I wrap the remainder of the blanket underneath the baby's body and around. Now, because this blanket is so nice and large, I am not going to tuck it up underneath the baby because this would create the risk, and I will show you, of fabric being near the baby's face. So in this case, I will leave the fabric down, which will be fine for this baby to sleep very securely and very quietly and very peacefully throughout the night. Now, it is often recommended to prevent reflux that a baby be positioned on its left side for sleep. So I have another blanket. It's identical to this one. I simply folded it in half and rolled it. I roll the baby onto the left side of its body, and I tuck the blanket behind. The baby is left at a 3/4 position. Now, if I feel concerned that my baby is going to roll over onto its face, which we want to prevent because according to SIDS guidelines, the baby should be sleeping on its back or side, then I can place another blanket lower, here, near the baby's lower abdomen and legs. So this will allow your baby to sleep happily and soundly, and it will allow you to sleep happily and soundly. But you will probably have to retie the blanket several times throughout the night. Since you will be waking to feed your baby every few hours, this will be no problem, and you'll be able to do it in your sleep in no time.